Bet you got it all and right. Bet you never worry.
Hey there, stranger. I missed you. Looks like you may have missed this spot.
You're naked.
What are you doing?
Where are your clothes?
Well, first step in showering is usually taking them off, weirdo. Now where was I?
You know, I can't do this without my coffee.
Okay, why are you covering your eyes?
I'm not.
Are you joking? You're not joking.
I gotta.
Okay, what are you doing? I've barely seen you this week. You work late every night. Okay, we don't even have to talk about our engagement party.
Engagement party?
Yeah, with everything going on at work, you'd think you could help me out for 5 minutes. Gee, Scott, I don't know what's gotten into you lately.
You were her fiance. Kind of a quantum leaper, huh?
Did you hear what I said? We were naked. I had to look away, so I didn't. Well, I may have glanced. I am human. But what does it mean?
In Greek mythology, gods often disguised themselves as mortals so they could spy on their subjects and test their loyalties.
Well, not that I mind being compared to Zeus, but I don't need to spy on Maggie to know her loyalties.
Zeus played these games with women for whom he had special affection.
Oh, don't start. Whatever happened last year with me and Maggie, which was nothing, by the way, is over, done with, and forgotten. Okay? Any affection I have for her is purely professional.
Well, maybe it has something to do with the case. If you haven't noticed, these visions usually do.
It has to do with her. This is 2 Maggie visions in a row. Last week, she's at the Supreme Court with Posner and Klein, and this week, she's in the shower with me. Maybe Posner made her an offer at his new firm.
Well, if God is sending you visions about whether or not Maggie is changing firms, which, you know, given his busy schedule and seemingly more pressing priorities, I highly doubt. One thing we've learned is your visions of the future can be altered. You can change destiny. Don't let her go.
Your happiness.
It's a common misunderstanding that a public interest firm can't be profitable, but I assure you, we will succeed.
And the benefits?
The firm's Tahoe ski retreat will be made available to successful attorneys.
Clients you care passionately about.
Blue chip clients operating at the forefront of global commerce.
Our mission will be to use the law as the highest form of social activism.
A different guest chef will be flown in every Monday.
What you give up in simple dollars and cents, you will more than make up in quality of life.
This is going to be the single least suspenseful meeting of my day.
Actually, I haven't made up my mind yet, sir.
Really? Because Marcy and I would like you to consider joining our firm as a full partner.
Can you believe how easily people are bought?
The exodus has begun.
Only the morally bankrupt and weak-minded. No one liked your wife's banana bread. We only ate it to be polite. Oh,
How are the assistants and the junior staff holding up?
none of my roosters are gonna fly this coop.
You're the best, Patty.
I assume that will be reflected in my Christmas bonus?
Hey, good to see you. Clothed. Nicely. How are you?
Horrible.
Look, I know the firm's split has left some people with some very stressful decisions.
You're telling me.
So Posner did make you an offer.
He didn't even ask for a meeting.
Oh, that's great.
Great. He's met with every single other associate here. My engagement party's Friday, Eli. The timing of all this couldn't be worse. Literally half my guest list called in the last few hours to cancel. I guess they feel awkward about doing the Macarena with soon-to-be ex-coworkers.
I don't know which terrifies me more, the fact that we'll be doing the Macarena at your party or that your guests are all people who work here.
Well, let's face it. I work 80 hours a week. My life is Scott and you. This firm. Well, this place is, well, was my family.
And we still will be, only smaller. You can't leave, Maggie.
Why would you ever think I would? Posner is like Darth Sidious.
Well, then beware the dark side.
Miss Decker, Mr. Posner would like to see you.
Thanks.
What makes you think that I could convince Matt not to leave? Or that I would want to?
He just needs a gentle push.
Well, he's your boyfriend, Taylor. Did you try the red nighty thing? That certainly convinced me to, That's inappropriate. Noted.
Just put him on a case with you. You know, show him all the great things about public interest law. How amazing it feels to really help people. Show him some of that stone magic.
This is Matt Dowd. You don't even believe in the stone magic.
Please, Eli, I need this.
He's gonna see right through me.
You need me. You need me. For what? My analytical mind? My innate command of civil procedure? Oh, my deft
Have an edge. Some may call it obnoxious, but that adversarial edge in court can sometimes...
Oh, shut up, Stone. I know Taylor put you up to this.
You can't let her know I told you.
You didn't. You're as transparent as a window pane. They've offered me partner. I have made up my mind. I just don't know how to tell her.
Is there a good way to tell your girlfriend that you're gonna work for the people who poleaxed her father?
Probably not, no.
So don't say yes, yet. You owe her to at least pretend to mull it over. Besides, you know, you make Posner and Klein sweat over this for a week. They'll probably raise your offer.
Well, I do want a corner office.
Me? Senior associate? In charge of your pro bono department?
At double your current salary.
Come on.
I never kid about money or about 4 weeks paid vacation time to do some of your special projects. Mother Teresa's next junket.
I think Mother Teresa's dead, sir.
Well, then someone else alive and well and whining about the rainforest.
But I thought you and Miss Klein don't even like pro bono work.
Don't let my disdain for all things tie-dyed fool you, Miss Decker. Even I understand that making money and doing good are not mutually exclusive. It's good PR. And there's also this.
$20,000 to the Eco-Preservation League?
A gesture of goodwill to show you how serious I am about this. Just consider it an early engagement gift. All I ask is you take a few days. Just think about it.
Patty, you know that box you've been keeping for me with all the faxes and letters from potential clients?
You mean the wackadoo file?
I mean, a box with all the fascinating, complex legal dilemmas that could one day end up in the Supreme Court.
Well, what I have is a box full of cases from the nutballs that saw you on the news, the wackadoo file.
Could I just have it?
Here's one, and I have 3 more in the supply closet.
Now, some of these cases are quite significant. It's all about finding the diamond in the rough.
Snooze.
The environment makes you want to nap. I got it. Well, here's a First Amendment issue. A man wants to sue his landlord for clearing out mold which looks like Jesus.
Jesus mold. Pass.
Oh, we may have something here. Twin sister flight attendants.
Now this sounds promising.
They want to sue the airline that fired them when they turned 60. Patty! Can we get another box in here?
You sure you wouldn't rather see a living client?
This is how my cases usually come in.
Mr. Stone?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Will Sonneborn.
Hi, this is my associate, Matt Dowd. What can we do for you?
I need you to help my girlfriend. Homeland Security arrested her and her husband yesterday.
I realize these are confusing times. Posner's probably making some of you offers, substantial offers. But as the assistant who's been here the longest, I want to remind you that Jordan and Eli care for each and every one of you.
Then why is it the first thing they did was freeze next year's wage increases? That's a lot to deal with in this economy.
Jordan's vision for this firm is real. He and Eli want to change things, to make a difference.
No offense, Patty, but Eli's a little eccentric.
Eli may be unorthodox, but I've seen what he can do, and believe me when I tell you, it's meaningful, it's inspirational. This new firm will be a place that we can be proud to come to every day. How often does that happen?
Get them to lift the wage freeze and we'll think about it.
Yeah.
Great. I'll talk to Eli, work something out for all of us.
Could you explain that again?
Will is my boyfriend.
He gives her sex, but I give her emotional support and someone to watch Project Runway with.
Carter, can you please be serious? He's kidding.
So who is he to you?
Carter is my best friend. Also my
Gay green card husband.
Oh, that clears it right up.
Son and Carter were in the same public health program at Berkeley.
We've been BFFs ever since.
How did ICE get involved?
When my student visa ran out, I was supposed to return to Pakistan, but Will and I were just getting to really know one another.
They were falling in love.
I couldn't just leave. I had finally found happiness. I tried to extend my student visa, get a work visa. Nothing worked.
I married her so she could stay here and fall in love.
Why didn't you just marry Will?
I would have. I wanted to.
It was too early in our relationship. I didn't feel comfortable asking him to do that.
How did Homeland Security realize that the marriage was a fraud?
I had an ugly breakup with this jackass who knew the whole story.
My removal hearing is this week.
After which you face up to 5 years in prison.
You have to help them.
There's nothing we can do. You committed fraud, and in post 9/11 America, that means you're going to prison and you're going back to Pakistan.
That can't happen.
There's something else. Tell him, Sona. She was supposed to return home to an arranged marriage.
But I couldn't go through with it. Not after I met her. Not after I knew real love.
If she goes back to Pakistan, her family will kill her.
Let's get a move on, Macaroni. Those caterers are not going to wait around forever, and we already rescheduled twice.
I'm coming.
Hey,
Looking forward to the festivities tomorrow.
I'm glad you guys can be there. There's a lot to celebrate.
besides your engagement, you mean?
Well, Maggie got a very interesting offer today.
Scott.
Hey, can I have a word with you for a second in private?
Yeah.
What's he talking about? Did Posner make you an offer?
He gave me a really hard sell.
So you told him no?
I didn't want to be rude. I told him I'd think about it for a few days.
What did he offer?
Senior associate, in charge of their pro bono department, with lots of support for the environment and stuff.
How much is he gonna pay?
Twice my current
We'll
salary.
match it.
How can you?
I'm now a partner at this firm, and it's what you deserve. Trust me, I'm gonna take care of this, Maggie.
No wonder Martin Posner was always so prickly. Handling WPK's finances
It was a huge task when we had revenue.
Maybe we should consider putting the building on the market. Downsizing.
What kind of statement would that make?
Dad.
Sweetie, please stop taking the stress on yourself.
I'm fine. I'm just not sleeping. Or hungry. There's just a lot of life changes ahead, you know?
Yes, I have a feeling I do know. And if there's ever anything you'd like to talk to me about,
Maggie Decker just received an offer from Posner and Klein, a substantial one. We have to match it.
Eli, we can't afford to. And besides, Maggie's the last person who's gonna go work for them.
That's not true. She'll leave. I know it.
Eli, I understand you have a special affection for Miss Decker.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
You're kidding, right?
She's a friend, a platonic one. She believed in me before anyone else did.
I realize that, but we haven't matched Posner's salary offer for any other associate.
Well, if we want to keep them...
You're a partner now, Eli. You've got to start thinking like one, which means not allowing sentiment to cloud your judgment. It means worrying about how we fund our quarterly contributions to the associate's health insurance plan, how we keep our offices lit and warm this winter amidst skyrocketing electric bills. If you truly think Maggie's presence at our firm justifies treating her differently than all the other associates and placing our obligations to them at greater risk, it's your call.
Thought you were taking the day off to prepare for your engagement party.
I'll just stop by to pick up a few things before the parents arrive.
Look, I spoke to Jordan, and the thing is, we're losing nearly all our revenue streaming clients. And I tried to figure out a way as best I could to match Posner's offer, but...
Eli, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't?
This firm changed my life. And you, well, the firm, made me see for the first time I can make a true difference. I can never leave.
I can't tell you how happy I am to hear that.
Stone, we're late for court. Listen, Decker, this party of yours, is that more like a gift thing or is a wedding present enough?
It's a different world over there. In Pakistan, I am considered my father's property. His honor is defined by my purity.
By entering into a sexual relationship with a man other than the one chosen for you.
I became Kari, an impure woman.
And what is the punishment for becoming Kari?
The only way for my father to restore his honor is to kill the one who damaged it. Me. Preferably publicly, so all can witness his honor being restored.
Objection. What happens to certain women in Pakistan is horrible, of course, but it's not at issue here.
It is when you're trying to send her back to Pakistan.
I agree. Objection overruled.
Miss Booker seemed to imply just now that honor killings are rare in Pakistan.
Hundreds of girls are murdered each year. My friend was burned because she kissed the wrong boy. Her body lay in the street for 2 hours. No one did anything.
Thank you, Sana. Nothing further.
I guess you're unaware that honor killings in Pakistan have been outlawed for 3 years now.
One law cannot change ancient customs. And even if it could, the law must still be enforced. But all the prosecutors are men. All the judges are men.
Not every Pakistani girl who disobeys her father is murdered, am I correct?
There are lucky ones, but some fathers are more controlling, like my father.
Your father allowed you to come here and study. That doesn't sound particularly controlling. Has he ever laid a hand against you?
No.
Threatened you?
No.
But yet you think he would kill you if you returned to your country. Do you have any proof?
No, I don't.
So we are to just take your word? The word of a woman who stood in front of another judge and promised to love, honor, and cherish till death do you part a gay man?
Objection?
Nothing further.
You realize this could all be bull, right? Like, become a U.S. citizen for dummies. When marrying your gay best friend fails, cry honor killing.
Gee, Matt, cynical much?
I'm just saying, clients lie. Even your clients.
Good news. 11 legal secretaries, 6 paralegals, and 5 clerks. They all signed to stay on with us. That's nearly everyone. Now, all you have to do is convince Jordan to unfreeze their raises for the next year.
It's amazing that you convinced them. But as of now, there are 10 and a half actual lawyers staying. So how can I justify keeping 22 staff with or without raises?
Can you justify letting them go?
The firm is splitting in 2.
Which is what I might do to you in a few seconds. I put my ass on the line. If you don't come up with that money, we're going to lose every assistant, every paralegal.
People who believe in this place will stay.
This is the real world. People have obligations.
I realize that, but my hands are tied.
Your hands are tied. Listen to yourself. You sound like Posner. Is that the kind of boss you want to be? If so, maybe they all should leave.
Patty, come on, I'm trying.
Don't come on me. I am going to take a ridiculously long lunch. You can answer your own damn phone. Goodness gracious.
What my cousin did is unforgivable. I should not even be here.
Then why are you?
Sana told us that you two were very close when she first arrived here. And then one day you just stopped returning her calls. Why?
I love Sana. Okay, but I could not watch her become a Western woman.
You're wearing J. Crew and Nike. Doesn't seem like you have much problem with westernization.
My family expected me to look out for her.
And you got tired of being a spy.
Look, this is the way it's been for centuries. Sana's father was disgraced. Do you have any idea how painful it is for a man to lose his honor?
Well, maybe there's a way that you could help without anyone knowing. Maybe there's a letter or an email from Sana's father intimating his plan to harm her.
You're asking me to sacrifice my honor.
Look, I understand that some people are very strict about their customs, but you've lived here long enough to see things a different way. Can you tell me that you still believe that because a woman looks at a man the wrong way or refuses to marry someone chosen by her father, that she should be killed? You honestly believe that because your cousin is a woman, that she shouldn't be allowed to decide for herself who she loves or marries? She's living her own life in this country, just like you. Should she have to die because of that? And can you just stand by and watch? So what about your honor?
Okay, I'll admit it. I didn't think you'd turn him. How's it feel, working on a case you're actually invested in?
Don't get ahead of yourself. I'm still very invested in keeping up my membership at Pebble Beach.
Admit it, Dowd, you're hooked.
Oh, come on. Again?
Scott,
What is it with these two in the shower?
are you coming in here? I'm all lathered up.
No, I'm just gonna go, to the bedroom and get dressed with the door closed and locked. Magnificent woman who is not Maggie.
Come on. We don't have that much time before you're a married man. We need to take advantage.
We know each other. Intimately.
Oh, God. You're freaking out again. Are you gonna end things again? Shocker. What is that, the 4th time this month? Sorry. No time today. Get your butt in here. I have to meet my husband at 6.
It's in there. Sana's father asking Amir to join his cousins in defending his honor. And we all know what that means.
It's vague at best. Hearsay, and there's no way to authenticate that this letter actually came from Sana's father.
It's a death sentence, and you know it.
Your client broke the law, and despite this letter, I am obligated to have her removed.
Were you born without the compassion gene or something?
Homeland Security doesn't pay me for my compassion.
Then we'll take the letter to Judge Kettleman. I think he'll be inclined to save her life.
See, I think he'll be inclined to enforce the law, him being a judge and all.
Which is why he will not send a young woman to her own lynching.
I am willing to cut your client a deal. But it is the only deal I'll put on the table.
It's insidious. We're obligated to present it, but the offer sucks.
If I go back to Pakistan, they'll have all charges against Carter dropped.
I'm just as guilty as she is.
You're an American. Booker's a bureaucratic hack. If Sana accepts, she can tell her boss she sent another one back. It's another victory for national security.
Well, don't worry, she won't accept.
What will Booker do if I don't?
That doesn't matter.
They'll press forward with their cases against you and Carter.
But, Sana, we can win this. You cannot take this offer.
I've already gotten you in so much trouble. I can't live with the chance you'll go to jail.
Oh, yes, you can. I didn't spend the last 2 years explaining to every single date I brought home why there were bras hanging in the bathroom so you could bail. I love you. I did this to save your life.
And now I want to save yours.
You can't go back there.
I see no other choice. I'm taking the deal.
Poor Maggie. No one is here. Matt,
Sorry.
you're barely even here tonight. Is it the case?
I just can't stop thinking, wishing there was some way I could stop Sana from taking this deal.
I've never seen you get this upset over work before.
Not sure I've been this upset before.
I'm sorry. It is nice to see you caring so much about a client. What?
Subtleness isn't exactly your forte. Think I don't know you had Stone set me up? You could have just passed me a note asking if I was staying with boxes for yes or no, and I dotted with a little heart.
Okay. It was immature. I didn't want to pressure you.
Couples have survived working at different firms before.
There's only so much stress a relationship can take.
No pressure there.
You're right. I'm not going to ask you to stay.
Because, Taylor, you mean so much to me. If you had asked me, there's no way I could have said no.
Why are you smiling?
I think I just figured out a way to get Sana to change her mind.
The other thing about mojitos is they make you feel all better. Like a tropical beach party in your mouth. I mean, look at me. I'm having a great time.
Are you sure? Because you're sitting over here all on your own.
It's a disaster.
It's just bad timing. Don't take it personally.
Eli, it's my engagement party. It should feel different. It's like all these people who didn't show up knew what I didn't. Scott and I had a huge blow up this morning. He doesn't understand why I turned down Posner. Poor guy. He's so worried and concerned about our future. He's so good to me. And I can never hurt him.
Maggie, I have to talk to you about something.
Thought you might be hungry. I brought you a plate. Sushi.
Oh, no thanks.
Lovely brie.
Okay.
Champagne? How about this Emmental?
Mmm. Have you tasted this? Come on.
You're pregnant. I knew it. Your mother had a thing for Emmental, and she was pregnant too.
Okay, Columbo, you got me. Please don't say anything to anyone. Matt doesn't even know.
Of course not. That's complicated. I understand. You could have told me, though.
I'm sorry.
How are you feeling?
Pretty overwhelmed, to be honest. It's a lot to think about, a baby. I never really saw myself as a mother. I'm not sure I do now.
I see. So you might not be keeping it.
I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear, Dad. I mean, things with Matt and I are good, but we're not exactly serious. Can I raise a baby on my own? I mean, would I even want to?
Sweetie, the decision is yours, of course. But just so you know, you are never alone.
Thanks, Dad.
I don't understand. You were in my bathroom?
Well, yeah, I was in your shower first. It's very nice. It's a great selection of shampoo. It's a little girly for my taste, but...
But what were you doing in there?
You see, the thing is, I wasn't me, and I wasn't alone.
What are you talking about?
Maggie, I was...
Scott!
There you are.
Hi, honey.
Should have figured when I couldn't find her anywhere, she'd be here with you. Maggie, your parents are looking all over for you.
Parents, I better go.
I'm only gonna say this once. Back off. Look, we're getting married. Why can't you respect that?
Why can't you?
What's that supposed to mean?
It means I saw you with a certain naked married woman.
Why don't you mind your own business, bro?
Well, why don't you tell her, bro? Before I do. Before she makes the biggest mistake of her life and marries a piece of crap like you.
Eli, what's going on?
You tell her. You tell her or I will.
Go clean up your face. We'll talk later. And you, please leave. Now.
What are you doing here so early? Is it Carter? Will?
No, it's nothing like that. Look, you can't take this deal. Carter doesn't need your sacrifice. He needs you.
Going to jail would destroy him.
Living with the guilt of you dying would destroy him. Not to mention Will.
Will's a strong man. He'll be fine.
Tell him that.
All right. Step in, please.
Sana, tell Will exactly how he'll be fine. Living the rest of his life not knowing whether the woman he loves is alive or dead. And Will, you tell Sana exactly how you and Carter will be able to go on without her. That a day will come when you two won't wake up thinking about her, wondering, hating yourselves. If you two can actually convince each other of those things, Sana, you should take this deal. But my guess is you won't. My guess is you'll stay. You'll stay for the men who love you. Sana made some mistakes. But the question before you, Your Honor, is whether those mistakes justify putting her to death. That's what sending her to Pakistan will do. The letter from Sana's father to her cousin proves that. Miss Booker calls the marriage between Sana and Carter fraudulent. Yet Sana was willing to return to Pakistan and face death for Carter. That is sacrifice and a love more real than what's between most married couples I know.
I'll save you all the suspense. Ms. Khan has not demonstrated respect for her laws. She knowingly entered into a fraudulent marriage in order to obtain a green card. I cannot reward nor condone this behavior, and I cannot extend to her the privilege of U.S. citizenship. I am convinced, however, that Ms. Khan will be in grave danger if she returns to Pakistan. I therefore grant the withholding of her removal. She'll be allowed to remain here as long as there is a threat against her.
Sorry things didn't work out.
We'll see how smug you are tomorrow.
What do you mean by that?
You pushed me too far. I spoke to my supervisor, Candace Bonneville, told her about our little green card situation, recommended that she expedite proceedings to get Carter the maximum. 5 years.
What? No.
Why would you do that?
Why would you think I wouldn't?
I'm so sorry for my behavior, for everything. You shouldn't have had to find out about Scott that way. Are things, how are things?
The engagement's off. The wedding's off. It's all off. That's for the best.
If there's anything that I can do, if you want me to punch him again, I will. I'm a giver that way.
He's not entirely to blame, you know. He had good reason. Scott's no dummy. He knew. He knew it before I even did. I was coming home every night, talking about work, what you had done in court, or what we talked about.
Maggie.
Yeah, I think he proposed to get me to forget you. I think I accepted for the same reason. I knew. I knew you didn't feel the same way as I did.
I wish...
You don't. I get it, Eli. Anyways, turns out Scott wasn't the saint I thought he was he? He and Candace have been getting it on for months.
Candace?
I'm lucky I wasn't on your green card case, by the way. Turns out she's Booker's team leader at ICE. Talk about conflict of interest.
You're kidding.
I have your boxes, Miss Decker.
Oh, could you please put them by my desk?
So you're finally getting your own office? Well, it's not like we're short on space anymore.
I can't stay here, Eli. I can't let my feelings for you cost me more than they already have.
Not Posner and Klein. Don't do that. You don't have to do that.
I do. I love you, Eli. But for once, I'm actually gonna put myself first.
Miss Bonneville? Hi. I'm Eli Stone.
Hi. You're representing Carter Jameson, right? I pulled his folder after I got your message. You must have really pissed Charlotte Booker off.
I get the feeling she's a bit of a sore loser.
She's passionate about her work.
But you're her boss, and I know for a fact that this office has handled dozens of cases exactly like Carter's, where you have signed off on deals which involved 0 prison time.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stone, but this isn't going to be one of them. I have to accept Charlotte's recommendation. My people need to know that I trust them.
I feel awful playing this card, but considering who dealt it to me, I don't see how I have any choice. I know about your extramarital activities with Scott Clausen.
Pardon me?
I know, it's none of my business. But I think I was meant to know about your affair so that I might encourage you to help my client.
Are you blackmailing me?
No, I am just strongly suggesting that there is a solution opposite to Miss Booker's, which you should seriously consider.
Upon further examination of his file, I do see some ameliorating factors here. 500 hours of community service and 2 years probation.
Sounds like we have a deal.
Surely you jest, Ms. Decker. Our offer of legal employment is strictly non-negotiable.
Nothing's non-negotiable, Mr. Posner. Not when both parties have leverage. And I'm well aware of my unique value to you and Miss Klein.
Pray tell, Ms. Decker.
You relish the thought of how much you think it will hurt Eli if I go work for you.
Do you really have that low an opinion of me?
Lower, actually.
And yet you're willing to work for me if I meet your terms.
If I can use you to help the people I want to help, yes. These are my terms. Take them or leave them.
Very savvy asks. But we can live with them. Welcome to Posner & Klein. I suspect we're going to discover still more hidden depths in you, Miss Decker.
The prosecution is giving Carter a pass.
I know. Sana just called to thank me. How'd you do it?
Friends in high places.
Yeah. We did good.
We did. So why are you packing?
What we did this week, I have never felt so gratified, so relieved by a win.
Which means that Taylor's half-baked plan worked. You're supposed to stay now.
Stone. I haven't slept in 3 days. I've been wearing the same stinking shirt since Tuesday, and I haven't sweat this bad since I ran the Beta Breakers Marathon.
That's because the case mattered to you, Matt. It's what it feels like.
It's exactly my point. I like a good night's sleep. And the only occasion where I enjoy sweating isn't in the courtroom. This isn't me, Eli.
You saved Sana's life.
Yeah, and it nearly ended mine. I don't know how I would have lived with myself if we lost that. Listen, man. I admire what you do. It's just not what I do.
What about Taylor?
But you'll be fine. You should be worried about yourself.
Why?
Because the next time we're in court together, it'll be my job to shred you. I'm sorry.
Don't be. You made your own decision. That's what I wanted you to do.
Please don't take it personally. You saw what this trial did to me. I don't do emotional, Taylor. You know that.
I do.
Anyway, think how much more fun seeing each other at night's gonna be when we haven't seen each other all day. I made reservations at Moss's. Ate okay?
Great.
Hi.
Hello.
So, rumor has it that Posner made every member of staff here an offer, including you. Just so you know, out of all the people here, you're the one I could never lose. I mean that, Betty.
Well, I mean, Lord knows you'd be useless without me.
Looks like you're not the only one, too. I saw John in the elevator, Betty in the kitchen. Whatever you said to them must have worked.
I guess we got a lot of sappy idealists around here.
I guess. Well, you can tell those sappy idealists who stayed on that we will unfreeze their raises for next year. Yeah, it's not as much as what Posner offered, and it's not what you all deserve, but we're gonna do what we can. I'll take it out of my own salary if I have to.
Really, Eli?
This is a new firm, Patty, and we may have to improvise, but we're gonna figure out a way to be the best firm that we can. Now, if you would be so kind, may I have my wackadoo file?
Of course.
Falling down on bended limbs.
Just the man I was looking for.
I trust it wasn't too difficult to find me. Our ranks are considerably thinned.
Thinned, but strengthened.
Certainly there are plenty of empty offices now if you want to move out of the library.
Oh, thank you, sir, but I think I'll stay. Sentimental reasons, you know?
That I do. What's that?
New cases, new clients. I was just bringing it by your office. Or we could start fresh tomorrow if you like.
No, now would be fine. But first, there was something I wanted to give you. To new beginnings, partner.
New beginnings.